Hey guys, welcome to this week's podcast where we're talking about why accountants don't have your back and the biggest lies that accountants tell you.
If we're not growing, you're not growing.
So hey, I'm Nathan Rigney, I'm the profit generator, and I've got an accounting firm in southern Sydney, in the Sutherland Shire, NGR Accounting. And today we're talking about why accountants basically lie. Well, I don't even say lie, I mean lie is so harsh. So I want to really focus on is about what an accountant's not doing for you. And I think the thing is, like, when we talk about sort of, what is an accountant not doing for you, you're going, well, hey, he gives you my tax return or he does my accounts and it's all okay. And the reality is that in everything in life, whether it's, today's topic or just whatever it is, you only know what you know. You don't know what you don't know, right? We're going to sort of talk about what you should be looking for in an accountant and what you need in your business to succeed. Why traditional accounting is failing you. So I guess the thing is, when we look at accountants, right? Accountants, tax agents particularly, the one thing that is core to what we do as accountants, as tax agents, is we basically file tax returns. We're filling in forms, whether that's your personal tax return, your company return, your BAS, it's all form filling. And I guess before you sort of do that, if you're running a business, there probably is the traditional sort of bookkeeping, getting your financial statements, your records in order so that we can put it into a form such as a profit and loss on a balance sheet, and we know, well, hey, at the end of the financial year, this is what's on your balance sheet, so this is what assets, what liabilities you got, and we can go, yep, they're right, they're wrong, or sorry, they should be all right, trust me. And there are some accountants out there who I have looked at new jobs or new clients that have come in, and I look at the balance sheet and the assets and liabilities are so not even close to what they should be once we get into the job, but that's another story for another day. But I guess what as accountants do is that we're basically getting together a whole lot of financials, numbers, so that we can file forms for the Australian government and then work out how much tax you've got to pay. And I guess that's cool. I mean, that's fine. But the problem with that, getting your financials is in order and making them, so you can read them is really important. But, beyond just doing that, what value is that putting on? Or what value is that putting in your business? How is that helping you grow? And I think what I really want to talk about today is that if you're in business, you need an accountant, you need an advisor, someone who's going to do more than just that initial step. The initial step, look, it's totally important. We've got to do it. So important. But accounting is the history of what's happened in the past. Okay, we want to know what's happened in the past. We don't know what's going on because it's going to really help us determine what's going on in the future. A few things that I would say, particularly with, when you're finding an accountant or any good accountant, would be, understanding what the numbers are today and then what they're going to represent in the future. And then asking the right questions to sort of get to the point where we can forecast the future about where you're going. As you become a larger business, this becomes actually a whole lot more important. Maybe initially when you started a business, and there is a mindset with a lot of business owners that all they're concerned about is tax minimization. I mean, look, no one wants to pay any more tax than they have to. When your business grows and it gets bigger, you need an accountant who's going to think about growth strategies. They're going to, say, well, beyond just going, hey, we save you some tax dollars, but what growth strategies are they going to put in place? Get into that next stage of being in business. So that's really valuable. So, the core message I would really say is that the traditional accountant is failing you because all they're worrying about is the compliance, filling in forms, lodging tax returns. And a modern day accountant, someone who is actually really proactive in helping you grow your business, looks beyond that compliance. And as I was saying before, it's about going, well, what can we do? What advice can we give you so that you can grow your business? So that's really important. That's key to the growth of any business. Having a good accountant who is going to be looking at strategies to help you grow your business to the next stage. The next thing I'd say as well is that a lot of small business owners, their biggest issue is they're thinking like small businesses. And I'm going to say it right now, get it in your head, stop thinking like a small business. Small ideas lead to small opportunities. The worst thing that any business can do is get generic financial advice. The old school accountants who just file tax returns. Generic financial advice. If you want to stay small, and that's cool. Some people feel fine. They're quite happy, just being one person in their business. But that's, to be honest with you, that's not really a business. A business is, in my view, something that can keep moving and rolling when you're not there. That's when you know you've got a business. But up until that point where you don't have that, all you got is a job. You're just like a glorified employee, or you got an ABN, but you're not a business owner as such. The key is that, I guess, for any small business, I would say stop thinking like a small business and start acting like a bigger business, right? And that really does start with basically getting a really good consultant advisor, someone who's, especially looking for an accountant who's doing more than just the traditional compliance of tax returns. If you do that, if you basically get past just the compliance and finding someone who's going to help you, you're going to actually grow your business. Your business structure, and I think this is what happens as well, like looking at a lot of the older accountants, it's just generic advice. So it's, you really want to look at, like, for every business is quite unique and quite personalized, right? So as an example, I worked with a few different clients this week, and when I looked at implementing their profit first strategy, they were completely different strategies. You got to think about, like, every business is different. Some businesses are service businesses, some businesses are, they're product based, or even the type of industry, and you might be e-commerce. But every piece of advice has got to be unique to you. It can't be cookie cutter. It can't be, hey, we did this to this person, the same. You want to make sure the accountant you use understands your business, understands the size of your business, and then can confidently get the task done. The other thing I think as well, that when you're working with an accountant, and this is the problem I see with a lot of small businesses, right? A big business, for example, really big businesses, even medium-sized businesses, right? They have internal accountants, they have internal marketers, they have everyone looking after every aspect of the business. Whereas you as a small business owner, you're wearing so many different hats and you're in charge of everything. So it's on you. It's on you to actually go and be proactive in working with your accountant, your marketing person, or whatever facet, whatever you're doing in your business. So when I talk about accounting, and probably you guys as clients, is I think it's really important that, first of all, you got to have that relationship and say, hey, I want to engage in you and I want to get the advice. So we've worked out that, hey, I've got an accountant that can help me go beyond just compliance work, can help me grow the business. But the next step as well is that, like, they're going to give you the advice. The accountant's not going to go and do it for you. It's not their business. Right? They've got nothing in it. They've got no shares in your business. There's no return for them. So whatever advice you get from an accountant, you've got to go put in place. You've got to go carry it out, right? Because otherwise nothing's going to change. And what I often see with a lot of clients is that they complain, they go, oh, I never hear from my accountant. They're not proactive. And it's like, well, you need to probably say, well, hey, I want a relationship with you where I see you once a month. I come in once a month, or I do a Zoom once a month. And then you have regular contact. Book it in the diary. You set up your accounting, work backwards and go, well, this is what I want to achieve. Right, for the next 12 months, this is what we're going to try and achieve. We're going to work towards it. But having a targeted strategy and a targeted plan on what you want to achieve, and then setting in appointments, actually working with your accountant and partnering, that is the key word right there. Partner with your accountant, work with them, take their advice, implement their advice. And then if you don't blame the accountant because, hey, they weren't proactive. You've got to take responsibility. You've got to have a look at yourself and go, well, what did I do Did I play my part? And then maybe the accountant didn't play their part, right? But it's key to go, well, if you want to grow your business, you've got to have that time. Book it in with the accountant. Work out a strategy with your accountant, what you want to achieve. Work backwards. Go, this is where I want to be. Okay, it might be that, hey, we want to increase profit by 10% in the next 12 months. Okay, what have we got to do? And then, you can work out a strategy going backwards and then work towards it. The other thing as well is, like, when we're talking about businesses thinking small and acting small, and if I go back to that part where I said that about how big businesses, medium-sized businesses, they have internal people that take control of different areas of the business. So remember I said that as a small business owner, it's you who has to do everything. You're wearing so many hats. And the thing is that when you have an internal accountant in the business, they're working out, well, how much money do I need to put aside for tax? They know how to read a balance sheet. They get it. They know how to read a profit and loss. They're doing the work. They're in it all day, every day. And big businesses, they have plans. They're working backwards. They know what they want to achieve. It's really important that as a small business owner that you have a framework to control your cash in your business. And I mean, I've talked so many times, if you've ever watched any of my content, I'm always talking about Profit First. I'm a Profit First advisor. The Profit First methodology, the framework, it helps you adapt and ensures that you're just not following a template. So following a strategy around building profit around your business instead of basically profit being an afterthought. How do you demand more from your accountant? And the core message here is it's time for you to stop settling for less. And it's about starting to hold your accountant accountable to what you want to succeed in your business. So go back to what I was saying before. It's about working with your accountant. And it's just taking those steps and providing actionable insights. And I think as well, like, it's as a client, as a business owner, you want to start basically saying, well, start asking questions. Like, don't just always agree and go, yeah, I get it. And what probably happens as well is as we become adults, we do the same things we did as a child. And I remember in school, there were so many students who would be like, if you're in a classroom, the teacher's taught you something, the teacher says, do you understand? Anyone not understand? And everyone's so afraid to put their hand up, those who didn't understand, because you didn't want to seem dumb. You didn't want to seem stupid. And it's the same thing we do in adulthood. I mean, I go to functions where you can see, like, people have got this weird look on their face where they don't know what you're talking about. And, someone puts their hand up and they go, one brave soul puts their hand up and goes, I've got a question. And then you see, like, about, a quarter of the room go, oh yeah, I had the same question, I didn't know, but, I didn't want to put my hand up and ask it because I'm thinking I'm the only person who doesn't know it and I'm going to look stupid. And what I would, and I often say to my clients, I actually do ask them, do you understand, do you get what I mean? I love being able to go back and to basically just really make them feel safe that it's okay to not understand. And that's okay to not understand. And the message I would say to you guys is ask good questions. Even if they're dumb questions. If you think they're dumb, they're probably not dumb. But just ask questions. If you don't get something, ask it. Ask the question. Because all that's going to happen is you're going to go home, you're going to feel frustrated, you're not going to be able to go the next step in growing your business. And then I can tell you what happens as well from my side. I go, they didn't implement what I told them. Oh, that's so annoying because you're so vested in what, your clients and what they want to do, but then, they're not carrying through on the actions that you've talked about. So ask questions. Ask any questions. You don't understand? Ask. Keep asking until you get it. So I think that's crucial. Ask questions. Demanding more from your accountant. I was saying this earlier. Your accountant needs to be a partner in your business, but let them be a partner. So not a partner is that they're taking profit out of your business, but as a service provider, work with them. And it goes both ways, right? It goes both ways. You've got to do your part to grow your business, and they've got to do their part as serving you to help grow your business. You want someone as well who actually really gives a damn about your business and is going beyond just compliance, is about profitability, but then sees things as well. So as an example, a story, one of my clients, he's in the transport game. He has some very old vehicles, old buses, and I did a cash flow forecast on what these buses are making. And you think that, hey, they're making money, but these buses were getting old. We're talking about, I think, like a 20-year-old bus, and when they break down, they're off the road for a month. And then, it's not small dollars to repair a bus. And so I did a bit of a cash flow forecast in the future and looked at what revenue they're earning on the current bus, and then what revenue they're losing. We factored that in as well. What are they losing? So that's just as simple as going, well, we're either going to hire another bus from another company, or we don't do the route and we don't make the money. I looked at this cash flow forecast to go, well, what would happen if we bought a new bus? And buses are not cheap. They're, a new coach will cost you about $300,000 to $400,000. So that's a lot of money. But when we looked at the possibilities, and then we expanded and had a conversation, we had an hour conversation about the possibilities of what it could look like with the new bus, the new coach. And it meant that he could get better jobs. He could charge a higher fee for when he chartered out his bus. Sure, there was a loan repayment, but after 5 years, it would be his. And would you believe, when we looked at the old bus, it would have been better off just not even having the bus and just selling it for scrap metal, because he was losing money with the old bus. But even financing and paying off a bus, a new coach, he was making a whole lot more money. I think it was like $57,000 in year one, and then in year two it went up a bit more as well. It's really important to go, well, hey, get away from compliance and start asking questions. But you want an accountant who's actually going to stop and go, let's raise this as a question, and just more of a out of the blue, hey, I was looking at your stuff and I want to talk to you about 1, 2, and 3. So that is an accountant that you want in your business. So it's thinking about the growth strategies and what they can help you do. If you have these booked in regular sessions where you're saying, hey, once every month, I want my accountant to spend 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it might be, looking at my work, looking at what we've done, and then come up with strategies and ideas. You've got to then go, well, hey, I'm going to invest that money into that, and what's going to come back to is you want a return on that investment as well, and the return is you growing and getting a bigger business, a better business, something that you can eventually maybe sell. So that comes down to, I guess, the next point. What should you be looking for in your accountant? And I think we talked today about a lot of qualities, behaviours. You want an accountant, but and someone who generally cares about your business. So what should you be looking for? Summarising it all, it's about an accountant who's proactive, not reactive, but it's about you investing the time in that accountant as well. Someone who's also going to have meaningful conversations with you, and that could even be like, I think you really got to get along with that your accountant as well. Not all accountants are dry, boring introverts. I mean, I can say that because I'm an extrovert and I'm probably a little bit different to the rest of them. You've got to find the right accountant, and the stereotype is out there. It's about finding the right person that you can work with. That is key, because if you don't have the right person you can work with, and they don't have your best interest at heart, but you can't also open up to them, what's going to probably happen is that you're not going to get the best out of them, and you're not going to get. It's not the best for your business. It's just not a great investment for you. I do it a little bit differently in that I don't want to just know about your business. I also want to know about your personal life. How are your kids? What do you do on the weekend? Simple little stuff like that. And then when you start telling me small things, it might be that, hey, blah 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 blah. My child's got autism. All right. Well, they fall under a legal disability. So, you've got a trust. Oh, great. We can distribute to your child normal adult rates, and that could save you a whole lot of tax dollars. Would you like that? Oh, yeah, I would. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, thanks. So, having these conversations sometimes leads to opportunities, and opportunities that actually helps you out and your family out. I would say the next thing is having a good understanding about your industry is so important. Making sure that, you know, they're focused on your goals, your profitability, what you want to do. It's just not about managing your taxes and filing them. You should be looking for someone who's going, well, hey, let's work out a plan so that I can grow my business. So like I said before, reverse engineer it. What do I want to get to? Let's work out a plan to get there. And I guarantee you, most accountants, if you say that, they're going to want to do that so much more than just sitting there punching out sets of accounts, financial statements and tax returns. And trust me, I've been in the accounting game for more than 20 years, and I don't do tax returns anymore. I've got a team to do that, and I do my own work still, and there's nothing that bores me more than doing a tax return. But to sit there and give someone financial advice and help them improve their business means a lot more to me. I get a lot more out of it, and then you get more out of it as a client as well. The last thing I would say as well is a good accountant is not afraid to challenge you. And they might make you feel uncomfortable, they might make you feel upset at times, they might say things that are unpopular, but it's all in the best interest of you and your business and your family. So I think what should you be looking for in an accountant is someone who's just not agreeable, someone who is honest and telling you what you know, sometimes what you need to hear, what you know, maybe what you don't want to hear, and is willing to give you that pushback when you're making poor financial decisions or poor growth strategies. Thank you for watching, and I hope you got something out of that. Looking for a good accountant. These are the steps you should be looking at to implement and find someone that can help you grow your business. First thing, stop letting outdated advice hold your business back. You think your accountant's got your back? Well, maybe you got to think again. And the truth hurts. If your accountant is playing it safe, your business is ultimately paying the price. I want to know, what are you doing to make change for your business? What are you doing to find the right accountant? What are you asking your accountant? What are you going to do now with your accountant? You're going to say, hey, you know, I want to book that appointment in. I want to grow my business. I guarantee you, every accountant wants to work with you. You just need to ask the questions. But what are you going to do to make the change? And you're the one who's at the captain's wheel. I don't know if it's a saying, but you're the one who's in charge. You've got the steering wheel. You're in charge. So the key is, it starts with you. Make the change. Well, guys, see you later, and we'll catch you next time.